I would highly recommend when starting off to at least send out 1,000 emails a day just to like get a feel for everything. Just to book a couple calls, just to be like, yes, we're running cold email on a very small scale. We just want to test out whether this works or not. In that case, I would say minimum 1,000. Best case to like get stuff going because we all like, no one has time for this. Let's send out not 200, but 2,000, right? 2,000 emails a day. How does that work? Now, 2,000 emails a day, meaning we send on 20 days of the month, we send out 2 emails in total per prospect that we're going to reach out to, which means that we will reach out to 20,000 prospects with 33 domains, 100 email inboxes. In total, 2,000 emails times 20 days, that's 40,000 emails over the month. And every single inbox sends out 20 emails per day, right? So on this left-hand side, we have the costs, right? Then we'll get to results and projections, and then we'll go with ROI. So what does it cost to send out 2,000 emails a day? Essentially, in domain costs, you have $360 roughly, right? Actually, this will be more expensive now because they've updated their pricing. So this will be $15 per domain. So that's $500, right? Then we have an inbox cost of $3.50 per inbox. We need 100 inboxes, so that's $350. Then we have the lead cost plus verification. That's roughly a cent, or rather 2. Doesn't really make that much of a difference in this case because cold email is cheap as hell. So let's say it's $400, right? And then you have the sending software cost of at least $97. In this case, right, you'd be spending $1,342 in your first month. There's actually something off with the calculator because in theory, from the second month onwards, this should be all of these costs, but without the domains because you only pay once for the domains. So the cost in month 2 going forward is $847, as you can see in the bottom right corner of the screen. So basically, on average, like around $1,000 a month will get you 2,000 emails per day, which is wild, right? Because now you can reach out to 20,000 people. Now, what kind of results can you expect when running this? Based on all the average results, these are terrible results. Like, this is pretty conservative, but assuming a response rate of 1.3% and a positive response rate, so the positive responses out of all the total responses that we're getting, we would get 26 leads a month like this. And just by looking at that, like you have $1,000 spent and you divide that by 26 leads, you pay $40 a lead. And this is like, this works cold email, that's the thing. This is not for some low ticket product. I'm talking your product. Like if you have high LTV and you have product market fit and you want to reach out to a very specific group of people, cold outreach is for you. It is for you because cold outreach makes this happen. So you get 26 leads that are interested in your offer. Wild. And if you have any reasonable booking rate, and this is the worst booking rate that we've ever had in any given time frame, 38%, right? You book 9 calls for a whopping $149 per call. Unheard of. And even if it was like 6 times as high as this would still make sense for your LTV, especially if it's over $5,000. And now, what's your LTV, right? So if you assume that you have average monthly revenue per client of $1,000 and your average gross profit, because you're a software company, right, it's like 80%, and your customer stays for 10 months, which would be still terrible, right? You would have a lifetime gross profit, right? So the actual profit, not lifetime value, like the actual profit that is left after you pull away the 20% of cost, right? To fulfill the service. You would have an 8K lifetime gross profit, and your cost to acquire a customer with any reasonable close rate, let's assume it's actually 25%, just for the sake of the argument. You would pay roughly $600 to acquire a customer, and your lifetime gross profit to CAC ratio, your cost to acquire a customer, would be 13-1, right? And I've gone through this, and these are like super reasonable numbers still.